How's everybody doing? No, that's not even good. That's not even good. There's going to be some growing pains in this episode because I don't cook on camera. And we're going to bring you along for the step-by-step analysis of how we do this. Analysis? What the hell is analysis? My God. When I'm making a dry brine, I like to use the 4-to-1 mentality, 4-to-1 rule, we'll say. And basically it's just 4 parts, or excuse me, it's 1 part of this kosher salt for every 4 parts of this brown sugar.
You should do that again.
Okay. How's that for a pipe, y'all? Now, Chris, tell me, what was the secret to your success?
I have no idea. They came right off the bottom though.
There's ice on the bed. Woo! The leg jump, baby! That is another very good representation of what not to do. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well, and welcome back to another episode of 45th Outdoors. Today, we are in my kitchen. Ice conditions are horrible, so we brought the show inside, and we're going to be doing some smoked salmon. We have a bunch of salmon left over from our fall fishing, and we're going to be dry brining, we're going to be smoking, and we're going to be bringing you along for the step-by-step process. We're excited to bring this to you. Stay tuned. It's simple, easy, and delicious. Let's get started. Okay, so when I am brining my fish, I like to utilize a dry brine. This just means that there's no liquid involved. You use your sugar, your salt, your spices, and then you just put that on the fish dry. You let that sit, and I think it really helps pull more moisture out of the fish than you would with a wet brine. I'm sure people love their wet brines. I've done it before and it works. I just like this method better. I think you get a little bit more of that flavor penetration and a little bit more moisture out of the fish. So, when I'm doing my brine, I like to use the 4-to-1 ratio. I like to use 1 part of this Morton kosher salt. Kosher salt is important. You don't want table salt, you don't want rock salt, you don't want Himalayan pink salt. You want the kosher salt. It's just a better product for not over salting the fish, and it kind of stays a little bit more solid, and it doesn't break down quite as much. The kosher salt is essential. Don't be messing around with anything else. That's all I'm going to say about that. So 1 part of the Morton kosher salt to 4 parts of the brown sugar. Now I like to do like a maple glazed version of this as well. I don't put the maple syrup in the brine. I add the maple syrup right before we put it on the smoker, and I'll probably do a little bit of a maple flavored version when we go to the smoker, but that's not in the brine. My brine is simple. I have a little bit of salt, sugar, and then a little bit of garlic powder. Nothing crazy with the garlic powder. It's just to give it a little bit of something. And that's really all I utilize for my my brine. So we'll do this. It's really easy if you just use a cup, and I'm going to make an absolute pile of this. So we'll get going here. One thing I do like to add to my brine is some garlic powder. Not a crazy amount. I mean, I do have a ton of brine here and a ton of fish, so it's going to look like a lot. But, I mean, let's say I've got, if I'm doing 1 cup of kosher salt to 4 cups of the brown sugar, then I am going to use probably, I don't even know, a 1/4 cup, 1/8 of a cup of this for every one of those. So we're just going to put a little bit of this in there. There's about 1, 2. That's probably plenty, maybe a little bit more. That's about all we need right there. Just enough to give it a little something. And then we're gonna mix this up real good. When you taste your brine, you don't want it to be over sweet. You also don't want, I don't like it to be over salty. I mean, when I taste it, the 1 to 4 makes a really balanced taste. You almost want it difficult to figure out if it's more salty or more sweet. If you kind of are thinking, man, I don't know if it's more salty or more sweet, then you know it's pretty good because you got that ratio just right. But this looks good. We're gonna get our salmon out, prepared, and then we're going to start layering our salmon in our dishes. I'll show you how we do that next. Alright, so I have my salmon all de-thawed. We got a sink full of salmon here. We've got our dishes and we got our brine. What I'm going to do is basically just cut open these packages. This fish has already been rinsed before I vacuum sealed it. So really all that will be necessary is opening up the packages, throwing them in the dishes, getting a layer, then putting on some brine, then putting another layer of fish in, another layer of brine, layer them up till they're full, and then we'll move on to the next one and get these done. Always skin down in the dish when you're doing this. So when I'm putting brine on these, you definitely don't want to underdo it. I mean, you really can't do too much. So I like to really get it on that fish. You're going to rinse it all off anyway after the brining process is complete. So I get a good amount in there. And then I really make sure that it's touching all sides. And it's really got maximum surface contact. There's no spots that don't have any. There we go. Put a little bit more on this one. There we go. Alright, and then we're just going to do this over and over again until this pan is filled right up, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so we have them all in the dishes, and I'm going to flip you around here and let you see how they look. So this one's been sitting in here for a while, and you can already see that there is a good amount of liquid. I don't know if you can see that down in there. That has already started to come out of this fish. And this has only been in here for about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. And this one only a couple of minutes, but you can already see that liquid starting to come out of that fish. This is going to sit in my 40-degree garage until Saturday. Then we're going to pull it out, show you the next steps. All right, so it's been 24 hours since we brined this salmon with our mixture. And now it is time to rinse. I like to give this, holy smokes, look at it outside right now. It is blowing out there. Look at the snow coming off my neighbor's roof.
Oh, dang it.
It is going to be a true blizzard tomorrow when we are,
Sorry.
man, that's crazy. It's going to be snowing and blowing tomorrow when we put this on the smoker. Anyway, so it has been brining overnight. I showed a little bit of a camera video of how much liquid came out of this fish. It's really remarkable. It has been 24 hours, and you can see how much liquid has come out of this fish. This, as you remember, was a dry brine, and this fish has just sweated all of this out after 24 hours. I've got 2 chafing trays full. What we're going to do, rinse it with cold water, pat it off, dry as best as you can, and then put a single layer. I've got 5 trays. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think I'm going to have to use a couple of baking dishes from my kitchen. But we're going to rinse this, lay it out flat, and then it's going to go back into the garage where it's 40 degrees until tomorrow morning. That's going to give it plenty of time to get tacky and dry out even a little bit further. The drier you can put it in the smoker, the better the product is going to be. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to rinse both of these trays, lay it out flat, and then we'll talk to you when we get that done. we have that all rinsed. I'll kind of show you over here what we got going on.
Alright, wait,
So we
what,
have
Jackson?
all that fish laid out in single layers.
What did you say?
And what we're gonna do is take this. Oh man, that just kind of crushed. We're gonna take that and we are going to go and put that in the garage so it has some time to set up, get tacky, then tomorrow morning get the smoker started, pop it on there, and then we'll be enjoying some smoked fish. We'll see ya tomorrow. All right, so we are in the garage. It has been 36 hours since we first started the video. This fish has been drying for about 12 hours. Let me think about that. I pulled it out a little bit more than that, probably 18 hours in 40-degree garage. So they've got, it's nice tacky and it's ready to go on the smoker. So we're gonna get that started. Let me show you what we got here. So this is all that fish. It's been drying out and it's got a nice tacky consistency. I mean, it's real sticky. So we are going to get these new racks installed. I had to build a couple more for my smoker, and we're going to get those installed on there. We're going to have 6 racks, and we're going to get this baby going. Next video is smoker rolling.
There's almost a hill up ahead. I'm trying. Use your feet.
All right. That is
Oh, God.
the first batch in.
They barely worked.
Okay, so we've been on the smoker for 4 hours. Got a little bit of extra smoke on there. Going out into the blizzard to show you what we've got. Alright. Let's get this cracked open. Alright. That's looking really, really good. I think that we've got finished product here. Alright, let's pull it out. Alright. We have some finished product. Oh boy, does it smell good. Alright. So I just grabbed a piece of this. And man, does it look good. Let's see. It's still warm. I like it better once it's cooled off, but we're going to take a taste and see. Wow. Ooh, that's phenomenal. That. It's so good. That turned out perfect. Man, is that good. I got a whole other batch to put on, but if you're looking for an easy, well, it's easy in that it's not complicated, but it's hard in that it takes time. So if you have a weekend like I did, where we had a blizzard coming in, ice conditions were not good, I had this fish, you can plan ahead, you set aside an hour for 2 nights, and then you have to have a whole day. But, does it come out phenomenal. Thank you for watching this week's episode. I really appreciate you guys sticking with us. We love bringing you these videos. And as always, keep your lines wet. We'll see you on the next one.